title that resonated. I want to be recognized. I want to be decorated. Truthfully, back then I could.
Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the reigning Super Bowl champs. Coming up next.
Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And if he and his guys want to spring the upset here in the second round and move on, they've got to focus on the good that they did in the wild card victory. At the top of that list, protecting the football. Got a little careless last week. A few got away from him. Might not be so fortunate this time around. And if that's the case, they'll end up going home.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson now. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. On the return, it's Rodgers. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now Taylor. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Wentz now to throw. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Colts pick it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll fake the give to Taylor. Now Wentz. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Throwing now is Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. This is caught. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Colts are on the board first here in this division round matchup. A long way to go in this one. I'm sure that's not the only score we'll see today, but to jump out like that, very good.
Yeah, everyone wants to set the pace. You know, in a game like this, you want people chasing you. You don't want to be the team chasing them. That's exactly what they did.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's Rodgers on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Colts coming out now. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball. And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Play action. Now Wentz. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The tackle made there by Jarrad Davis. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Shotgun now for Wentz. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they get him down. Takes it across the 40-yard line. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game. No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Now Wentz on 3rd down. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
13 yards. That's another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On 1st down, Wentz finds Hines again for the completion. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Taylor. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play. Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows? And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
I I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Powering forward. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And Jackson throwing once more. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. Touchdown! J.K. Dobbins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. So it's on to halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To Brandon.
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3. The offense at the line and set to go. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Colts come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And they've had little to no success stopping him on the ground all game long because that's his third touchdown of the game, and by far the best touchdown of the bunch. They came to this game knowing that they needed to rely on him, and the defense knew they needed to slow him down. Yet he's delivered in a big way, and he's been sensational.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. But you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion or would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Room here to run. And he's got this down to the 35.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman there to make the grab. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Now a play fake. Wentz. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Again, it's Wentz. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. It got his man complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he's brought down.
First and goal, Baltimore.
One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On the run, it's Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's the fullback taking it in. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here 21-all the score as the kick's away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And as a fan of the NFL, not much more you could hope for in this divisional round matchup. Tie game, fourth quarter. A lot of these fans with their hearts in their throats waiting to see what happens here. Wentz's throw into the hands of Pittman here. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up second and 1 at the 31-yard line.
On second down, it's Taylor. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
46-yard line.
Wentz. Slant pass hauled in by Campbell. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a give to Taylor, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
They run once more with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone and touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Colts have taken the lead. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout. And that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter-punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. I would imagine you want to win every game big, but if you're a quarterback in the NFL, this is the spot that you love.
You've been dreaming of it since you were a kid, playing in the backyard or the front yard, wherever, where you went through those imaginary situations. Now it's real, though. What practice have you put in since the OTAs, the mini camps, preseason camp, sequence of plays, get the ball to the outside, get it out of bounds, save your timeouts, move the ball downfield to get your team in position to win the game.
A field goal, of course, no good. They need a score. On 2nd and 10, Jackson. He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. Wentz now on 1st down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he will have a Ravens 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Throwing, Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch tomorrow.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. Indy set to go on offense once more. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw is Wentz. Pass complete to Taylor. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wentz to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mills used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Another run here with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. Well, sometimes you get a mismatch in these divisional round games. Not here. This has been everything we could have hoped for.
Okay, Brandon, don't get mad at me, but it's time for the old cliche.
Bring it.
Neither of these teams deserves to lose, but in the end, it's looking like the late field goal is going to be the difference in this game.
That's a good cliche. We'll let that one go. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
See if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. One final try now for Wentz. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is caught. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Oh, yeah. Well, one side moves on, and then, of course, there's the other side, and now they face what they don't want to face, and that's the offseason.
Think about the journey just getting to this game. Preseason, right? The OTAs and mini camps before that. Going through the regular season, fighting and scratching and clawing to make it to the playoffs. And then to get to this game, one game short of a conference championship, they'll have the whole offseason to think about it. Let's see if they use it as motivation.